There are certain actions that invalidate the prayer. So if you learn them and master them, you don't need to ask, Sheikh, I did this, I did that. Would that invalidate my prayer? If you master these, alhamdulillah. So what are the things that invalidate my prayer? Number one, to break my wudu. Because one of the conditions of salat is to be in the state of purity. So if a person urinates, defecates, passes wind, etc., invalidates his wudu, then his prayer is invalid. Imagine someone in prostration and he takes a nap, he sleeps, wakes up after 5-7 minutes and says, whoops, I took a nap. Yeah, your prayer is invalid, akhi, because you broke your wudu. Number two, to be in touch with an impurity, an impure substance. So if it comes in contact with a worshipper and he's aware of it, this invalidates his prayer unless he removes it. So for example, while praying, I remember that I have an impurity on my headgear. So I immediately take it off and throw it away and continue to pray. Your prayer is valid. But if the impurity is in my underwear, I can't take those off while praying. So I have to break my prayer and remove it and purify myself and go and establish a prayer once again. Number three, to expose or to uncover the awrah deliberately. So a woman, while praying, takes off her scarf, fixes her hair, puts her scarf again, and continues to pray. No, you've exposed your awrah deliberately. Someone taking off his waist wrapper and his awrah is exposed deliberately. Your prayer is invalid. Number four, to give your back to the qibla deliberately. And we spoke about movement and turning away from the qibla. This breaks your prayer. Number five, to speak deliberately. So while in prayer, someone says to you, where did you put my wallet? And you said, it's on the table there. And you continue to pray. This breaks your prayer because Allah Azza wa Jal ordered us in the Quran by saying, and stand before Allah devoutly obedient. And this ayah was revealed at a time when the companions used to communicate during prayer. So while in prayer, one would ask the one next to him, so what happened yesterday? So are you coming to lunch today? That was normal until this ayah was revealed. The companions say, so we were ordered to be silent and not to speak while in prayer. Number six, to laugh out loudly. So if someone laughs out loudly during prayer, the consensus of scholars that this invalidates his prayer. Number seven, among the things that invalidate a person's prayer, whether a man or a woman, is for a woman to pass in front of the worshipper, or a dog or a black dog would walk between the prostration spot and the standing position of an individual. The Prophet said, alayhi salam, when one of you stands to pray, he will be screened if he has something in front of him that is like the back of a saddle. If he does not have something in front of him that is like the back of a saddle, which means that is this height, then his prayer will be interrupted. If a donkey, a woman, or a black dog passes in front of him. And this hadith was narrated by Imam Muslim. Now, I know that many people would say, whoa, you're resembling women to dogs and donkeys? I said, no, I'm not. This is the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ. And this is part of worshiping Allah without asking for justification or a legitimate reason. We comply without arguing. And this invalidates the prayer of a man praying or even a woman. So if a sister passes in front of her mom or her sister, between her prostration position and standing position, this invalidates her prayer. Number 8, to abandon one of the pillars, to omit an essential part or condition or obligatory part of the prayer deliberately without any excuse. And we spoke about this before when we talked about the pillars and the obligatory actions. Number 9, to eat or drink deliberately. Ibn al-Mundhir reported the consensus of scholars that whoever drinks or eats during his fard prayer deliberately and intentionally, that his prayer is invalid and he has to repeat that all over again. Number 10, deliberately adding a pillar or putting a pillar in the position of another pillar. So someone adding a 5th rak'ah in dhuhr deliberately, or prostrating before doing ruku' deliberately. This invalidates the prayer. Number 11, canceling the intention. And this has to have the firm intention to leave the prayer, not an intrusive thought that comes to your head while praying saying, oh, I think I'm gonna leave prayer to do this and that. It's an intrusive thought. No, we're talking about a sincere, firm intention to leave the prayer and to break it. This invalidates the prayer. Now, when we talked about laughing, that breaks the prayer, laughing, as scholars divide it into categories or levels. Level 1 is just to smile. So someone is praying and then he does this. This does not invalidate his prayer. Laughing out loud, this breaks the prayer without any doubt. Especially that type of laughing where you have these loud voices, because this shows that you're playing around with the salat and this defies the purpose of salat. So someone says, ha ha ha, makes a sound. Number 4, laughing that is in between. It's not audible and it's not smiling. The majority of scholars say that this invalidates the prayer if 1 or 2 letters have been uttered. So these type of sounds would invalidate your prayer. Even if you don't make a sound, if you start shaking your shoulders, this invalidates your prayer, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.